Howdy, my name is Abby Aarons and I'm the coordinator for Outdoor Adventures at the Student Rec Center. I'm here to teach you a tutorial on knot tying, so if you're interested in learning how to tie a figure eight follow through, a bowline, or a double fisherman's knot, or you want to know how to use these knots, keep watching. Alright, the last knot I'm going to teach you how to tie is called the double fisherman's. This knot is great if you ever need to tie two strands of a rope together, so creating one loop because you're tying the two ends to one point, or you can tie two strands either end of those two strands together to make one really long strand. Both of those are great uses for the double fisherman's. So, in the next clip I'm going to show you how to do that in a step-by-step process. Alright, when tying your double fisherman's knot, what you want to do to start is take two strands of a rope. This could either be two ends of one rope, or it could be an end from two separate ropes that you want to tie together. So take your two strands and you want them to face in opposite directions. So I'm going to take the one on the left and point it down, just like that. And then, now my ropes are pointing in opposite directions. I'm going to put them both in my left hand because that's how I like to start. And then I'm going to give my little strand that's pointing up towards the sky, I'm going to give myself a little bit more slack to work with. So I have plenty of rope to finish out the first half of our knot. So to start the first half of our knot, I like to pinch the other strand with my thumb and forefinger, and then I take my working tail and I'm going to cross over my thumb, just like that, and then make sure I go around, finish out that circle, and cross over one more time. So I'm creating an X over my thumb. And just like before, I'm going to finish that circle out, and then I want to take my tail and replace my thumb. So I'm going to kind of stick it pointing in the direction that my thumb was just pointing. Take my hand out, tighten it down, making sure that X stays in the rope here. Just like that. Alright, so there you can see my X, and now my tail is coming out the end. And what we want to do, that's the first half of our knot, we need to replicate the exact same thing we just did, but on the opposite side. So what I'm going to do is rotate the whole thing around, and now we've got almost deja vu. It looks very similar. We've got our strand pointing up, we've got our other strand here that's attached to our loop, and what we want to do is tie the exact same thing. So we're going to give ourselves some more slack, we're going to cross over our thumb, cross over one more time, creating that X, and then finish out that circle, and then take our tail and replace our thumb, just like so, keeping that X in the rope. Tighten it up, and now you've got your other half of that double fisherman's. So now, to finish out the knot, if you take the two strands that aren't your working tails here, you take the other strands and pull them together, you've got your double fisherman's. So you've got two parallel X's, and then if you rotate that knot, you've got four parallel lines right there. So that's a great way to figure out if your knot is tied correctly. So that's your double fisherman's. Alright, so that was the double fisherman's knot. So a great use for the double fisherman's is if you ever need to create one big loop, so tying two ends of a rope into a circle, or tying two separate ends of two separate ropes to make one really long strand. That could be like if you ever needed a really, really long rope, but you only had several short ropes, you could tie a double fisherman's between each one, and then you have that longer rope now. So that's a great way to use the double fisherman's if you ever need it. So hopefully that was fun. You learned the figure eight follow through, the double fisherman's, and the bowline, and now you have a great set of knots in your repertoire in case you ever have any knot tying uses. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you learned a lot about how to tie different knots and some different applications for those knots. If you have any other questions about outdoor related skills or knot tying, if you want to reach out to Texas A&M Outdoor Adventures at the Student Rec Center, we'd be glad to help you with those educational opportunities. We'll be posting some more videos on the Rec Sports website, so go ahead and check those out too.